Elspeth Kerr. It is so very good to connect with you and wonderful to have you as part of this interview series, this Ask the Author series for Magic and Miracles.
Thank you. It's a great pleasure to be here as well.
I think so, especially because you, unlike some of us who are just coming out, you have been teaching spirituality and working as a healer and a Reiki practitioner and a meditation teacher for 20 plus years. So I was so happy to know that you would share a little bit of your story and a little bit of your magical energy in this new book, Magic and Miracles.
Yeah, it was interesting when you said, I've been teaching. I actually counted it back, 22 years, and, the date release of the book is 22 as well. So there was like a, confirmation of something as soon as I saw that date. It was like, okay, yes.
Yeah. And so you are really into all things mystical, magical, and miraculous, including numerology.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's just so many tools that you can learn so that you can help, ultimately yourself, but then other people or people who cross your path as well, because it could just be one specific, thing that you went to look at and to understand, and that would be that one thing that's the key to their healing or to help them to heal.
And I know you've studied you've studied a lot of different modalities and collected a lot of healing tools into your magical toolbox. But one of the things that I think would be really interesting if you'd share with us is how you got past some very challenging health diagnoses, including cancer, including chronic fatigue syndrome, where, you really almost couldn't move or do much of anything, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's really what got me into it, because there was absolutely nothing in modern day medicine then, when I was diagnosed with chronic fatigue syndrome, that could really help me. They tried to put me on major antidepressant tablets and my body just rejected them. So I thought, well, this isn't the way. I had a doctor once say to me, I don't know what to do with you. I had in previous I had run a marathon, and some mornings waking up I had less energy having had a full night's sleep than having run a marathon or played squash, in a competition. So it was like a wall. What do I do here? So that was when I went in, and obviously I learned Reiki. And then, furthered on crystal healing, colour healing, and all the modalities that I went, searching, seeking for answers, for clues. And I think it was like a tapestry. I probably got a strand of something from every modality that I have ever done. And, now teaching Reiki and meditation, that's really, I suppose, what I teach. It is that magic and miracle of taking one strand from the tapestry and weaving it to ultimately, come to a goal or to a point of where you've got a complete picture.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of pictures and tapestries, you're always sharing such beautiful imagery on Instagram and Facebook, along with your healing messages, which I find, I can feel what I believe is your intention. Your intention is to beam love and light. And you've said that your role is also to help people tap into their own divine spark, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we are literally all the source of love. But things happen, we all have stories, and it clouds who we are sometimes. We forget who we are. So it's really a case of bringing that person back home into themselves, inside of themselves, to find out, that they are love. It's, I don't think there's anyone walking this planet that hasn't been damaged or carries a rucksack.
Yeah.
So, but they just need sometimes somebody to sit and listen to them. And it's in that space of me listening to them that they can transform, or they can share their truth and open their heart. Just to allow whatever needs to come up to come through, so that they can, uncover their actual soul. Who are, it's going back to who are you, and it's just been that, detached observer, really, to find, I have an innate ability that people will talk to me that they may not talk to someone else.
Yeah.
Having done voluntary work with cancer patients for probably over 15 years in Aberdeen, and when I moved to Cyprus, I went to the local hospice, to the cancer patient support group, because I know that space, have been given a diagnosis of cancer, and for me, well, you've got 6 months to live, and I went, nah, I'm not taking that, So that was my journey. So it's sharing the space that you've been in, obviously with the chronic fatigue syndrome, it was having no energy.
Yeah.
You can't take a tablet to give you energy. There's not, there just isn't one, and even now there's not one, but there's certainly more information and more light on chronic fatigue syndrome now, so than what there ever was, when I first was diagnosed. So it's putting everything together to be able to help someone else as well. Help yourself first, but then ultimately share the gifts that you've learned and the experiences that you've had with others.
Yeah, and I'm so grateful that you're doing that. You mentioned in your chapter in the book, Magic and Miracles, you say that, during your childhood, growing up on a farm, as you did in Scotland, you said that really allowed you to understand that life on this planet is actually magical. And you even said in the book that you had spirit friends when you were a child. Tell me a little bit about that.
Okay, certainly an early memory was seeing a small bird fly into our greenhouse, and it being like totally stunned. It was like, oh, it's dead. And I went around, picked it up, and I can remember putting it in my hands and blowing into it and just asking for it to live, basically. And then opening my hands, and it flew out. It was like the dove of peace, flowing out. And just animals always came to me. I could see signs. I saw spirit when I was very young. My grandmother, other members of the family, the farm that I lived on, we had a lot of spirits in it. And I was the only one in the house that ever saw them. So I was always labelled, strangely enough, the black sheep of the family.
Right.
But I remember one year having a black sheep, in the flock of sheep that we had, and I loved it dearly. So even although sometimes people feel different, it's just to know that you are loved. It doesn't matter your colour, your shape, your race, it doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, it's a one word, and that one word is love.
And the name of your chapter is Angels Love is Easy. And you write a lot about angels. I'm always seeing your references to angels on Instagram and Facebook. Do you feel like we all have access to them?
Yes. We all are come in with our guardian angel, and when it's our time to leave, our guardian angel is there. So throughout the whole of our life, we're actually never ever alone. And the angels give us signs all of the time. We just have to open and be aware of the signs. Last night I was teaching meditation, and there it is, the little feather. And I said to one of the students, take it with you. And she didn't. So I thought, okay, it's meant to be left here to show everyone today that even just feathers, dropping, and sometimes they can be in the most unexpected spaces. You can hoover, clean a particular room and go back an hour later and go, there's a feather. Mm-hmm. So this is the angels just telling you that they're always with you and they're giving you messages. Sometimes it's in car registrations, like 3 digits in a car registration. When you start seeing certain ones, they all mean something. And, if anyone wants to know anything further on the meaning, I'll certainly share that at a later date. You look to the clouds, and you'll see angels in the clouds. Nature, as I said, as a small child, it was all around me. I could see it. It's like the old Native American tradition, the 4 directions. Mm-hmm. You would listen to the wind, you would feel spirit in the wind. And if you silence yourself enough, you can hear everything. And if you go back, one of the pictures just above me is the sign of the Om. Mm-hmm. And the Om is the natural hum of the universe, or the sound of the universe. So it's just a case of stilling ourselves so that we can hear that sound and understand it. And I think that's probably one of the reasons why I got the chronic fatigue syndrome, because before then I was the active extrovert. Some days I played squash 7 days a week, twice, because I played competitive. Same with all my sports, I was very competitive. So although I taught yoga way back then, it's now just stilling yourself enough to listen to spirit.
And do you feel like all of the illnesses that we experience are bringing us messages, or are signs of things that we just haven't necessarily tuned into?
Yes. And, a very good book I always sort of recommend for my Reiki students is the Louise Hay book, Heal Your Body. And, it's funny, you look up one particular line and see what the affirmation is to use. And sometimes your clients go, no, that's not me. And then they'll come back tomorrow and go, yeah, that's exactly what's going on. Yeah. So for me, yes, I do feel that every illness, there is a reason there for it. And as you say, it's a sign to stop, to look within, and to listen.
And so what do you think allowed you to get past the chronic fatigue? Was it just a combination of everything, of being in the stillness and using the illness to go deep within, or what?
Yes, absolutely. It was a case of a stopping point. It was like somebody put a wall in front of me that I couldn't move. And I remember one particular evening, waking up in the middle of the night, and literally I had to crawl to the toilet. My husband wasn't at home, my daughter, who was sort of age 5, 6 at the time, and I just didn't have enough energy to get back into my bed. So I just lay there all night and thought, well, come on, what's this all, what is this all about? But so many people just didn't understand.
Yeah.
And it was just, I didn't recover quickly. And even, I will say, even today, I still have odd days that I think, okay, this is a rest day for me. So it's a case of listening to your body and coming out of a space of doing and moving into a space of being. Because in that space of being, you will do far more.
Yes, you're a big believer in the power of thought and the power of intention and prayer, right?
Yes, yeah. Whatever you want, it can be yours. You just have to set that intention and watch the magic and the miracle unfold. When quite a few friends have said to me, oh, write a book, and I went, no, that's not for me, And then you got in touch with me when it was Magic and Miracles, and to be 100% honest, as soon as I saw the title, that was it. It was like, yes.
Oh, I just got chills.
It was the actual title, because to be honest, having taught, spirituality for so long, I would say every client that comes, whether it's for a healing or a reading or whatever, or just to learn, everyone is looking for magic and miracles in their lives. And, thankfully, because of this 21 authors, we've all put our own, going back to the tapestry, put our own strand into the book. And it's the collectiveness of each person being unique and in their own uniqueness that has created the magic and the miracle of the book that it is.
And I know that you believe that we can each bring more magic into our lives, whether it's just to create more peace and joy or to add more healing power to us. And so one of the things you have online is this steps of color transformation that people can listen to in audio, but you've also promised to lead us right now through a meditation. Can we still do that?
Absolutely, yes. It'll just be a little short one, and you can, it's quite good to do even just an open eyes meditation. Sometimes people think, I've got to shut my eyes and go to a special place or whatever. But no, you can do a walking meditation, you can just sit, maybe focus on one word or something. So I'm just going to invite all the listeners just to take a minute to be with me in this moment in time. And we're going to plant a seed of love all the way down and into your heart. And I want you just to imagine love before you, love behind you, love to the right, love to the left, love above you, and love below you. And just breathe into that space and allow divine love to flow through you. And as you do, you become the love from the inside to the outside. And you become an orb of love. And just feel into your own space of being an orb of love. And remember that you are pure love, pure divine, omnipresent, omnipotent love, in your own truth and in your own joy. Now take a deep breath in, and as you release the breath, I invite you to smile. And smile that smile all the way down and into your heart. And just be in the stillness of that smile. Then gently say, I love you, followed by your name. I love you. I love you. And when you're ready, just coming back, feeling wonderful, feeling relaxed, having that knowing and that remembrance that you are love. Namaste.
You have such a tranquil voice, and I love your accent. So it was just, I almost felt like I was I've never been to Scotland, but I could feel like I was in the Scottish countryside with these orbs of love above and below. That was really beautiful. Thank you.
Lovely. Pleasure.
Thank you for that.
And sometimes people just have to witness that, and to go into that space, and it was only minutes. And that's sometimes what we have to remember to do, is just breathe into your own space of love. Don't look for love from anyone else. It's all inside.
Beautiful.
So hopefully that will help maybe some of the people that watch the video just to even take a moment for themselves, which is absolutely perfect.
Yeah, I really like this idea of planting that seed of love right into our heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could feel that.
Yeah, and as you know, my dear friend, our friend Paul Luftenegger, his song "My Heart," the amount of people that have had healings when I play it here in my healing room, and it's to remind them to love themselves. That is the key to everything.
Yeah, it was wonderful to meet you alongside Paul a couple of years ago in New York. There is this magical energy. You know, he and I are doing interviews for this book as well, and just this energy that you guys are able to tap into and then help other people to feel, whether it's through color or it's through sound or imagery. It's just opening up such a beautiful space for that peace and that love. So I love it.
No, that was a magic and a miracle that time when I flew over to Toronto and then down to New York to meet. Yeah,
that was awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to maybe flying over to Cyprus because I've never been there before.
Wonderful. Yeah. That would be absolutely amazing if you could come. Yes.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to get together in this coming year. It's been too long.
Yes. No, that would be nice.
Well, Elspeth, I thank you once again for sharing The Angel's Love is Easy, your chapter in this book, Magic and Miracles. And for everyone who would like to get in touch with Elspeth, in this video's description, you'll see links for her social media platforms. And you can also go to soundcloud.com to search for her Healing Steps of Color Transformation and just listen to that and feel the bliss coming through you and to you. So thank you again, my friend. It was such a pleasure to connect with you. I know that people will be truly blessed by tapping into your energy and feeling the love and the intention that you put into your chapter.
Thank you. And I just want to personally thank you for all that you've done to birth this book, and for the other, the total 21 co-authors in this book, because I do feel that we've had a soul contract, that we've all been destined to be in this book for the collective consciousness, for the healing of some individuals, but also the healing of our planet, which so desperately needs healing just now. So we're all being brought together in a space of the most amazing love to help others to tap into their own love, into fun, into joy. And the wisdom that is shared in this book is truly inspirational and amazing. And it's just through the adversity of pain lies the true healing. And you, Andrea, are a true inspiration to us all. So thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I definitely feel like this book is opening up a new space for some of us, because for some of us this is the first time we've shared some of the weird woo-woo magic, but it's also opening up a space for other people to recognize that the synchronicities in your life, these weird things that you just kind of maybe disregard or brush off, they may be actual signs and clues that you can tune into the magic and the miracle that's available to us all.
Absolutely. And I think just even the cover, it's got the most beautiful mandala. And if people actually just sit with the book and just breathe into the mandala, they will feel the energy of what comes through the book from each individual author in the book, because they've all put in an amazing amount of energy into it. And just by holding the book, they will feel the energy.
Yes, yes, and yes. All right, my friend. I could sit here and talk to you all day and just bask in this joy.
Thank you.
But I thank you again so much, Elspeth. You guys, check her out online. Tune in. You definitely want to follow her on social media so that you have these daily inspirations of beauty and light and angelic healing. Well, my friends, until we meet again, please do remember that you are a miracle and you are a gift to the world. So share your presence with passion. Much love.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Did you enjoy that interview? I sincerely hope that you did. Please support the author by getting a copy of the book, and you can also check out all of the author interviews, their bios, and free gifts by visiting magicandmiraclesbook.com. So if you like this video, then please click that like button and share it with someone else who needs a little positivity and magic sprinkled into their life. If you or somebody you know has a story of magic, manifesting with the law of attraction, or anything that you really think is going to make this world a better place, then please check out our publishing options at makeyourmarkglobal.com. And you just might see your story or your book out being publicized around the world soon. Until we meet again, my friend, please remember that you are a gift to the world. So share your presence with passion. Much love.